Jiu-Jitsu people of the internet, welcome back to my basement. I'm Mike Visitacion, and the topic of the day is BJJ solo drills, but specifically for your hips, or quadril in Portuguese. The request came from my internet jiu-jitsu friend Amanda. She said, hey, I realized after my first couple classes, having some flexibility in my hips would be really helpful, and I'm having a little bit of pain in my hips. So Amanda, this is for you. I'm going to give you some drills you can do at home or before class to help warm your hips up, and then also going to give you some stretches that you can do after class, because you want to stretch after a workout. That's when your muscles are warmed up and you'll find that you have more range of motion. You can go a little bit farther than usual. So let's begin with the drills. Number one here, I'm going to be sitting down, have about a 90-degree bend in my knees, and look, there's my cat. Her name's Gracie. I bet you can't guess why I named her Gracie. So my knees are bent, and then I want to keep my feet touching the ground as I move my legs side to side, trying to touch my knees to the ground. This is going to warm up your hips. So that's drill number one for you. And drill number two is hip circles. So I'm laying down on my back. My legs are going to make circles, but it's not because of my legs. It's because of my hips moving side to side that I'm able to circle. Okay, circle this way and then reverse direction. Do both ways. There is practical application here. Okay, when you're recovering closed guard and you're bringing the leg across and it gets hung up here, you don't want to just retract it and then pull it back. No one good is going to give you enough space to do that. You have to switch your hips and circle to get your leg out. Okay, next two drills I learned from one of the first gyms I started training at. Was a Henzo Gracie affiliate. It was part of the warm-up. First one, sitting up to one knee. So I'm here. This is my beginning position. I drive my hips forward to help me get up with no hands. I sit down, I switch my legs, okay, I do a couple of these. I'm gonna give you a side view so you can see what my back leg is doing. As I drive my hips forward to get up, my back leg, windshield wipers back, I wanna be on the ball of my foot, so I'm in an athletic stance, ready to move. Okay, there's practical application there. When you sweep someone and you're getting up, if you can hang onto their feet, getting up without your hands, you are more likely to win that scramble. Okay, if you need to put their feet down so you can get up with your hands, they have just as much opportunity to get up as you do. So the next one is similar to the last one, but this time I'm going to be on both knees. So again, hips drive forward to help me get up. Okay, this is similar, you'll notice, to the finishing motion of an omoplata. Not exactly like how it is, but similar. And I'm going to switch my legs like this, like a windshield wiper. Sit down and do the other side. Okay, do a couple of these. So there's your hip warm-up drills. Okay, now we're going to get into the stretches. So the first one is going to be from a plank. I'm going to be like this. I'm going to take one leg, step it as far forward as I can, and then I'm going to drive my hips forward. Okay, you're gonna do both sides. So I'm just, from here, once I'm in this position, I'm driving my hips forward as far as I can. If you're super flexible, try to touch your forearms to the ground. Okay, I could probably even go a little bit farther than I am right now, but these pants are kind of tight. But hey, that's a strategy. Less cloth for them to grab, it's better for you. So the next one is gonna be the frog. So I'm here. Okay, I want to get my knees as wide as I can. So I'm just like scooting my knees apart. And I'm going to hang out here for a little bit and then get some motion in to loosen it up. Like I'm going to drive my hips far forward as I can. And then kind of like sit back. And then come back to the middle and then try to get my knees even farther apart. It's like a variation of the split, but without as much strain on your knees. So the next two and the last two stretches, I don't know why I went like this. This is three. Okay, the last two are going to actually have practical application. So this one, we're going to start off in a super low squat. Notice my feet are flat. I've heard this called a prayer squat. I'm going to put my elbows inside my knees and use my elbows to push my knees apart. Okay, I said this has practical application. I find myself here, okay, when I'm like passing the guard. Okay, notice my feet are flat. I notice a lot of people, when they squat low like this, their heels start to come up. You don't want that. You want your feet flat. This is a little easier for me because I'm Asian. I've heard it called the Asian squat. So this is the stretch, but also when you're passing the guard, you'll find yourself here. And the last one, which really is a really good hip stretch, is the pigeon. So you want to have a 90-degree bend in your leg here, and then this leg goes back straight-ish. And then ideally, you want to be able to touch your chest to your leg and then just reach as far as you can. When you can really go down like this to get more stretch, I start to like lean my butt back 45 degrees this way to get more stretch in my hip. Okay, so I do this, hold it for a while, do the other side. Now, maybe in like yoga, the right way to do it is your toes straight like this, but I actually go live toes. Because, like I was saying, there's practical application here. Sometimes someone's hanging onto my leg trying to take me down, and if you're flexible like this, you can like stay up. Okay, you can actually defend the single leg takedown from here. So those are some stretches that I recommend you do after training, and hopefully that helps with your hip flexibility as well as mobility and strength ability and jiu-jitsu ability. I might have made those last two up. Hopefully that was helpful for you, Amanda. Thanks for your question. As always, drop me a comment if you have any questions about what I went over, or if you have a technique request. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. And my parting message to you is keep training, just stay on that grind, and above all, don't quit. The progress will come. Thank you for your time. I'll talk to you guys soon.